Once again, it's like your whole mouth gets black. This is probably the most Venetian thing.
They look at you.
This is not something I would ever order.
This place is popping.
So does the food in Venice suck, or do people just keep picking really, really bad restaurants? Well, today we're gonna be eating at a really awesome traditional Venetian restaurant and showing you how you can find good restaurants when you're in Venice.
Behind the scenes, we need to order, but Vernon needs to take pictures. So the first tip, I think is very obvious. Notice this restaurant doesn't have any menus outside in any other languages besides Italian. So that's always a good sign. Also, I think this is probably one of the coziest, cutest restaurants in all of Venice.
Yeah, we're trying to see if our camera can keep up because it is super dark in here, but I think that just adds to the cozy vibe.
Also, I think another great tip, if you go to a restaurant, so these menus change depending what's in season, it's at the market, because we're literally next to the fish market, which is amazing. But these, notice like you can slide these out, so this changes all the time, and that's it. This is the whole menu. So if you have a menu that's like more than 2-3 pages, run the other way. Like you want it to be nice and small. Hey Verna, remember how much you love seafood restaurants?
Yeah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this for Maryana.
You've got to do it for YouTube. So you've got to make sure to subscribe. Subscribe for Vernon's suffering of the seafood.
Hopefully it's worth it. I don't hate fish. It's just never my first choice. But when you go to a restaurant in Venice, a lot of times it is the first choice. It's oftentimes the only choice.
Vernon did get saved because there are quite a few options here if you don't like seafood that you can get that's on land.
Yeah, very good. I don't think we've ever had bad wine in Italy, but it is funny, this game that kind of goes on when you go to these restaurants, because if you order a bottle of wine, they always bring it to you, they open it up very carefully, they pour you a little bit, you take a sip, and then they ask you what you think of it. Now, we obviously are always going to say it's great, because it always is great, and we're not the only ones that do that. Italians do that too. I'm waiting for that one Italian who's like, no, this is terrible, please send it back. But we haven't seen that yet, so.
A few moments later.
Hey Vern, I think the sardines are haunting you.
Every single time. I feel like this is a game at this point. How much fish can Maryana try to push onto Vernon?
In this case, a lot. So we have the sardines, we have the octopus, we have shrimp, bacala. Yeah, there's just literally, so this is the assortment of fresh fish from Venice. So this is as Venetian of an appetizer as you can probably get, next to the little cicchetti. Honestly, it's a work of art. Like the presentation, 10 out of 10. But the taste.
What do I want to go with first? I think I'll go with this. This looks like tuna salad.
Oh, crab. I think that was
okay.
Crab. Crab?
Mmm.
Okay, Vernon
That's
approved.
good. No fishiness. Octopus.
Save me some.
That is a whole octopus. I will split that with you later. Let me go for this right here.
Yeah, this is always amazing.
This is probably the most Venetian thing that we've seen so far. Bacala. Every time you go to places in Venice, if you get bacala on the menu, try it. Even if you're not a fish person, definitely try it.
I think a lot of people don't order octopus because they're, oh no, it fell. Because they're very intimidated by how it looks. I mean, it looks like octopus, but it doesn't taste how it looks, if that makes sense. It's not chewy, it's not sticky, it's not like weird aftertaste.
It's not fishy.
It's not fishy at all. It's very tender, very soft. It's got an interesting texture because of the little suction cups, but it's not like, it's nothing like gross. I guess I would describe it to a person that's never had octopus before. Sardines, I mean, we all know how much Vernon loves sardines.
False.
And how much Maryana loves sardines.
True.
I have some on my chin. I love when they're really like sauteed onion because it adds a little bit of that just onion taste. And the sardines you just eat because they've been marinated for so long, they've been pickled for so long. The bones just literally dissolve in your mouth, so you don't have to worry about the bones at all. I also eat the tail. It's not gonna kill you. This one, the sardine, I would rate it a solid 8 out of 10. And then let's go for the little shrimp. It sounds sad saying baby shrimp, but the smell Oh wow, they actually smell like basil. Everything here is just, let's say the bacala, everything here is just incredible so far. No fishy taste, no strange textures. Bacala. Oh, bacala. It's so underrated. I feel like a lot of people come to Venice and never try that. Like, don't get pizza in Venice. You want to get this stuff in Venice. Let's try the crab. I'm just going for everything right now. And I always forget the names of these because they're kind of tricky to eat, especially when something has a head and eyes and they look at you. But these taste so good. They're very unique because they're almost kind of like sweet. Don't eat the bottom because it's kind of cartilagey and hard. This particular one is very tender, very soft. It doesn't taste like shrimp. It tastes more like cod, honestly. And they put already on here some lime juice. Delicious. I think the type of pasta you order says a lot about you. So Vernon, what do you have?
Oh shit. I have the bigoletti. It looks like just a normal sort of like thick noodle with wild duck. Wild chopped duck.
How did you pronounce it? Bigo?
Bigoletti.
I was gonna say bigoli.
Bigoletti.
I have it with anchovies and onions because you know me, I love my seafood. So the two different personalities. You wanna go first?
Yeah, definitely.
So we got a thicker noodle, probably house made.
So the guy brought over.
You're gonna break something today.
The guy brought over some Parmesan.
But none for me.
None for you. Yeah, I think it's because you got fish.
Yes.
I've never seen them bring Parmesan for pasta that has fish in it. Only for things that have like beef or duck or any kind of like gamey meats. They have the Parmesan in there.
So on seafood, usually the rule is you don't put Parmesan cheese on seafood. I don't know why. It's an Italian rule. I think it'll just too many strong flavors. But I will say, and this is a hill I'm willing to die on, we did a video a few videos back where we put Parmesan cheese on our pasta with fresh mushrooms. And they gave us the Parmesan cheese in a traditional Venetian restaurant to put on those mushrooms and that pasta. So if we weren't supposed to do that, then they wouldn't have given it to us. So those people that commented on the other video, it was good. So the pasta was good, the mushrooms were good. So if you don't like to put pasta, I had some wine. If you don't like to put Parmesan cheese on your mushroom pasta, that's fine. I understand why you don't put it on seafood because it would just be too much going on. I'm gonna give it a first bite, so I don't think Vernon's gonna try this one because it's anchovies and onions, two very strong flavors.
That's all you.
Wow, this does smell fishy. Wow, you definitely get hit with the aroma and of the anchovies, the onions. The noodles are al dente, so they're a little tougher than what you're used to if you're American. But they are definitely house made because they're very imperfect, and I love that. But look at how thick these noodles are, and they're just cooked perfectly, and each one is just delicately coated in the sauce. Oh, look at that. And steaming hot. This is what you should be eating in Venice. Don't be eating pizza and none of the other stuff. Come on. I think judging by how our plates look, you could say the pasta's pretty good. How would you rate that?
This is definitely one of the best I've ever had.
How would you compare it to the other food you've had in Venice? Because we've been here dozens of times at this point, and we've eaten a variety, some really bad, some really great. How would this compare?
So if you find a good restaurant, if you find a proper Venetian restaurant, this is one of those restaurants that, honestly, it excels at anything you order. So you can look at the menu and you can say, I can go with traditional Venetian food, but I can also go with something else that's more modern or something that's different.
That's how you know it's good.
So a lot of the restaurants that we've eaten at here in Venice, they have been bad, but over time we've gotten better at knowing how to find the right restaurants and finding restaurants where everything on the menu is just perfect. And I think that this is one of those restaurants.
How would you, if somebody's never been to Venice, ever, this is their first time, they just got off the train station, they're in Venice, how would you recommend for them to find a restaurant to go eat to? Besides, watching our channel and following us on Instagram.
Right, so shameless plug there, but I think there's two ways that you can do it. You can do it through Google, where you can search through Google Maps and you can find restaurants that, let's say, have a 4.4, 4.5 stars or higher. Those are usually going to yield really, really good results. You can make sure that you find restaurants that don't have big menus on the outside that are in like 4 different languages. Those are usually tourist traps. But the other thing too is you can use the Michelin guide.
If you're a foodie like us.
If you're a foodie like us, the Michelin guide is often seen as a really expensive way to find restaurants, but that's only if you're looking at just the stars, right? They also have 2 other forms of looking for restaurants that aren't super expensive either, and you can always find stuff that's really good in that.
And it's not sponsored.
That's not sponsored. I wish it was sponsored.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, yeah, sponsor us for those 3 Michelin star restaurants. That would be awesome.
I think one of the other tips that Vernon forgot was if people are trying to get you into the restaurant or they're trying to chat you up to go into their restaurant in Venice. Because it's okay if it's Naples or Sicily, I noticed that's normal. Southern Italy, it's fine. But in northern Italy, especially touristy places like this, if somebody's trying to get you inside the restaurant and they have a menu in multiple languages, that's just going to be a no for me. I mean, come on. Like, if your restaurant's good, it's going to speak for itself. Honestly, I think most people, when they would see this on the menu, they wouldn't order it. But this is Venetian style cuttlefish with polenta. And Vernon, you have something very similar, but...
Venetian style calf liver with polenta. This is not something I would ever order, but it did say Venetian style. I suspect it's one of these things that you're only going to find in or near Venice. So, yeah, let's see what calf liver tastes like.
I think it's yours. It smells really good.
It smells very gamey. I feel like my iron level is going to go to 1,000. Wow.
Is it livery?
It is. It's still livery.
Ooh, okay.
Right? There's a lot of sauce going on, some onions and other things like that, but there's no mistaking this is still liver. I feel like this is probably the the healthiest thing I've eaten in a long, long time. So hopefully you guys appreciate this because this is exactly what Venetian style food looks like.
I don't know why, but I was not expecting it to be in the squid ink. But cuttlefish is a thing here in Venice. So let's just get a bite of just the cuttlefish. When you look at the actual fish, it kind of looks weird. I remember when I first Googled, I'm like, what the hell is a cuttlefish? And I'm like, oh, that's what that looks like. This looks less intimidating. It is a little strange because, you know, I think we're not supposed to be eating black things, but because it looks burnt, but it's not. Oh, honestly, are my teeth black?
Not yet, but they probably will be if I remember correctly. Anytime you eat anything with squid ink, it's just like your whole mouth gets black.
Yeah. But it honestly just tastes like really good calamari. It doesn't taste like fish. It tastes more like octopus. Damn, there's a lot of people that just walked in. This place is popping. But let's see with polenta. Ooh, the polenta is interesting. The polenta, I think, is more fishy than the actual cuttlefish. It's an interesting combo. I would rate this a solid like 9.2 out of 10. Somehow we made it to the dessert menu. Vernon, do you got space for dessert?
I think I have space to share a dessert. I don't know if I have space for dessert alone. Normally we don't really get a first course and a second course and an antipasti and wine and water. So probably gonna share something.
Do you see Vernon's cheeks getting redder? It's the wine.
I think it's the lighting in here. It's
hey,
really...
yeah, maybe it's the glass of prosecco and the whole bottle of white wine. Vern, did you want more booze?
Not right now. If we give any more booze, the video's gonna suck.
No, the first town we lived in when we moved to Italy. I'll take one of these, Vern. We still need to go to the Ferrari Museum.
Yeah, the Ferrari Champagne Museum or the Ferrari Car Museum?
I'll take both. I'll take both. I feel like this is a restaurant. If you had too much wine and you leave, you might drop your phone, your camera, or your sunglasses.
Oh, that's not gonna happen to me. I baby this thing too much.
I don't know, this is a little sketchy. So when you give your husband a bottle of wine and you're in Venice, then you go shopping because then you get all the good stuff.
This is the trick, everybody. Don't fall for it.
Also, if you're wondering if there are tourists in Venice in November, apparently there are a ton.
Yes, please.
We may have done some damage. Stay tuned for the unboxing. I'm very excited. I'm not gonna try to pronounce this name because I feel I'm gonna piss off like all the nations in Europe. Because you can say Longchamp, but I think you say Le Champ, something like that. I'm not French. How do you feel after 15,000 steps?
Like it's time for bed.